We are pleased as always to be bringing you Football League on EA Sports. Brandon Gaud and Charles Davis, happy to be back alongside you. And I'll tell you what, yes, it's just week 2 of the preseason, but now they've got one game under their belts. And a lot of guys trying to prove some stuff down on the field here today.
Not only that, these coaches like to win. And I used to think it really didn't matter who won. Then I watch some of those shows that the NFL does, and you see the coaches in preseason after a loss jumping all over their guys. So I learned one valuable lesson. Wins and losses count no matter what time of year it is.
And we are underway in Buffalo. And that's pretty good coverage by the kick team, as he'll only be able to get this past the 15-yard line and no further. And a look here now at their 4th-year quarterback.
I tell you what, when he is on schedule for that week, secondaries take notice because you've got to stay alert back there on every snap. A truly powerful arm, one that's capable of challenging any level of the defense on any given play. That's why so many scouts preach arm talent when preparing for the NFL draft. A quarterback with arm strength to make every throw in the book, he's an asset to have in any offense.
And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down. Operating from the gun, Frost. And that's incomplete.
This defense has passed its first 2 tests by forcing back-to-back incompletions. They know there's probably another throw coming on 3rd down. Let's see if they decide to force the issue by sending people on a blitz.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Oh, he had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete.
That was their first 3rd down try of the game, and clearly something was off in the execution of that play. Good news, they've got a whole game left to clean that up and start clicking on those key 3rd down throws.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. Taking it about the 36. A good return there, 17 yards. Take over in great position here with a 1st and 10. So now you've got their offense coming out for the first time with great initial field position. Leading him out is their rookie quarterback, the young man from the University of Michigan.
And I know everyone's trying to rein in their optimism just a bit, but he played awfully well in the opener. Yeah, he's got some things to work on, as every rookie does, but he gave us all a reason to believe that he could be the starter. Now he's got to prove it again here in game number 2. So now here in the 2nd week of the preseason, you'd expect the starters play a little bit more than they did in week 1, but not a whole lot.
So if you're an offensive coordinator, what are you looking for?
What you're looking for is things getting cleaned up as you go along, because most of your playbook's probably installed. How well are they handling it? Easy in and out of the huddle, no mental mistakes, or are they starting to look like a good offensive football team?
From the gun on 3rd down. Bean. That is caught. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. That's a 3rd down conversion of 24 yards there. Nice play.
And sometimes when you see a running back lined up out wide, you think maybe he's just a decoy. But not in this case. He was lined up out wide to the left, turned into a primary receiver, and picked up a nice chunk of yardage.
Back to throw now on 1st down. Complete. Smith has it. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And that's going to bring up 2nd down. They'll go with Lindsey up the middle. And he'll take it from the 18 to the 15. A gain of 3. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
Well, they hit him in the backfield, and he will not escape. And that is not going to get it done. Tough sledding. They lose a yard there on 3rd.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness. He's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
It is right through. We'll take a 3-0 lead. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number one. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
Seattle's offense coming back onto the field, ready for their second drive. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
Off play action. Frost. Now the pressure comes and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
Chalk that one up to bad acting, I guess, because they certainly failed to sell the handoff, and the pressure stayed keyed in on the quarterback. No Oscar awards for this offense, just a loss of yardage.
Oh, a tough situation to overcome here. 3rd and 17. Back to throw. Frost. Forced out to his left. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. Pretty good job escaping the pressure. Gets him 15 yards on the scramble, but now it's 4th down. His first punt, 48 yards. This one looks equally as good. This is fielded at the 27. And 9 yards there on the return following a punt of 47. Over the football with a 1st and 10. So here comes their second drive. They've got a 3-0 lead and the football as they start 1st and 10. And they'll send the tight end in motion here. The drive will commence with a run by Lindsey. And he'll power his way forward for about 4 yards there on the first down carry.
Brandon, we just saw the benefits of being able to run the ball successfully. They pick up 4 yards on that carry. So now if you're a play caller, you can do just about anything you want. But on the defensive side of the ball, you scramble a little bit. Now you're behind trying to figure out, do I need to blitz him? Do I need to pressure him? How do I gain an advantage on this snap?
From the gun on 3rd down. Bean, he's going to float this one deep right side. And unable to connect, incomplete. I'll give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
They geared up and took the deep shot downfield, but it turned out it wasn't one-on-one coverage. Extra defenders in the area, and that one winds up incomplete.
Yeah, he was looking for the check-up bounce, didn't get it. That scoots all the way into the end zone now for a touchback. The Seattle now ready to march onto the field. They're still in search of an initial 1st down as they come up here 1st and 10. Off the play fake. Frost. He finds his man, complete. It's Price. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A very solid gain of 27.
And time to give some credit to the big fellows, the offensive line here, because you've got to have good protection on crossing routes, because you've got to give your receiver time to work all the way across the field. That time, be able to scan the field, spot his receiver moving left to right, and make a good, accurate throw. Thank you, guys.
They'll look to throw here on 1st down. He finds his man, complete. That's Richards. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. So 1st and 10 now in Buffalo territory at the 39-yard line. Going to run the toss here to Harris. And now a fumble. The ball's out.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get them home. The next guy comes through and picks them up.
And avoids the turnover. So he gets too far beyond the line, and that's an easy call for the official. Harris running straight ahead. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a third down. Operating from the gun, Frost.
He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
Certainly looked like someone was very confident in his ability to fit that one in. I would say he was overconfident because there wasn't a whole lot of separation there. Had that one covered pretty well downfield and knocked it away.
Now they get set to head back onto the field.
Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there. It was a quick 3-and-out, then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
And he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2, and it brings up second down. From the 22, here's 2nd and 8. Operating from the gun, Bean.
And that is going to be incomplete as he let him a bit too much.
He shook his head right when he released that throw. He knew it was going to be a little off target.
Yeah, the excitement got him on that one. Wasn't able to control the fact the receiver was open, and it would have been an easy throw.
From the gun on third down, Bean. And incomplete. He had nowhere to throw, so he just tossed it away. But that brings up 4th.
Not only did he have a chance to scan the field there, it felt like he had a chance to scan it twice. The protection was that good. Unfortunately for him, the coverage downfield, equally good.
And taken right on the 30.
So a good punt, but a solid 12-yard return.
And it'll be 1st and 10. Good starting field position here for them up 1st and 10 at their own 42. And he's got his man on the out route. Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. On the give, this is Harris, and very little running room there. He did get a couple up to the 49.
A couple extra tight ends in the formation here as they line up 3rd and 2.
Oh, and the hard count might have got him. This might be a first down. And the movement there coming from the middle of the line.
And you understand he wants to get off the ball quickly, but the ball's right in front of him. He has to watch it move first.
After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Frost. He finds his man. Complete. It's Schmidt. And they'll wind up getting this to the 37. Gain of 9. Now we're going to get a timeout here as it looks like there's a on the play.
So from the 37, here's 2nd down and a yard.
Off the bootleg. Frost. He finds his man. Complete. It's Richards. Now a stoppage here as we've got up on the play.
Well, injury's never good, especially here in the preseason. Hopefully nothing serious. They'll take a look at him, and we'll step aside for a moment.
On 1st down, he'll drop to throw.
And that nearly a turnover, but it's incomplete. Oh, fortunate to retain possession there, and it's 2nd down.
Off play action. Frost. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yeah, so let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They're giving him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes. But that was certainly an aggressive call and an aggressive play. Instead of just going for the first down, took the shot in the end zone, went for the touchdown.
And on 3rd down, they said, forget about the sticks. We want 6. And the 12-year veteran knocks it right through, and that will tie us at 3-3. So they put together a good little drive there, but ultimately stalling out in the red zone.
Yeah, I know a lot of people look at it as a little bit of a negative. They didn't get 6 points out of it, right? Didn't get the touchdown. But that's actually okay. They got 3 points, able to give their defense a little bit of rest, let them settle down over there. So all in all, to me, that's a good drive.
And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25.
Here's the Buffalo offense now as they get set to take over here.
Over on the sideline, hoping to hit that reset button between possessions. Last time out, they had to punt it away. This time, hoping to finish this thing off in the end zone.
And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. He finds his man, complete. That's Reed. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. And they'll send the tight end in motion. From the gun on 3rd down. Bean. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. The drive stays alive. A 3rd down gain of 8. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn it into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
Second quarter now in Buffalo. It's control of the football. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. As they've got it as we resume action. On 1st and 10, it's Lindsey.
And slow going there as he'll only get a yard, maybe, up to the 41. And we're at the 41, 2nd and 9.
Back to throw. Bean. Short throw to Smith. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another 1st down. Now flags will come in. I think this one's going to be on the defense for jumping. A little eager there coming in from his outside linebacker position.
You think the hard count got him there?
Yes.
Maybe that extra that extra emphasis on it got him to jump, and they picked up 5 yards.
So a 1st and 5 now after the 5-yard penalty from the neutral zone infraction. A give up the middle to Lindsey. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. Give him 5 yards there, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
From the gun, Bigsby.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. They go backwards there 2 yards, and 2nd and 1 is now 3rd and 3. They'll try and run for it with Lindsey. And he will have a 1st down as they get into the ground at the 37. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3 and out.
On 1st and 10, it's Bigsby.
And he'll snag about 5 yards down to the 32.
That's a strong pickup right there on 1st down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
In motion goes the tight end. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. There goes a deep ball, end zone. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down.
The throw here right sideline falls incomplete.
So 2 3rd down conversions on this drive, but not able to get a 3rd, and now they deal with 4th down. And his kick here is good. So we're trading first-half field goals. No breakthrough on the touchdown front. Got a 6-3 game.
Yeah, and I know so many people look at a game through offensive eyes, right? They want to see how the game's played that way. You know how I'm going to view it, right? The defenses, to me, have responded well in this game. Like what I'm seeing from them, both of them hoping to keep it to field goals and not give up big touchdowns.
The Seattle offense now set to come back out on the field. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
A well-designed corner blitz that gets him for a loss of 8 yards. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on second down. The tight end in motion right. A run with Harris out of the shotgun. And he'll take this one up over the 20 to the 21-yard line.
I really like the vision he displayed on that play because he saw there wasn't a lane to completely break off a huge gain. So he found where there was the most space and got what he could. A nice, dirty run that's a positive play for the offense.
This is intercepted. He's on his way. And it's a tremendous return as they finally get him at about the 10-yard line. Oh, and I saw the pressure coming at him. That just looked problematic. Hit him as he threw it, and the interception ensued.
Let me pay homage to the man who stood in this spot before. He always talked about how much pressure is in the face of a guy, and can he step into a throw? And when you can't do that, oftentimes interceptions result.
Now, gets ready to head back onto the field. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
They'll go again with Lindsey. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. He gets them a little over half of what they need, and now they're looking at a 3rd and 5. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And this is going to be intercepted. And get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. Well, the defense, Charles, they bit a little bit, but they did not break. And then on 3rd and goal, they're the huge interception.
Think of the momentum they're carrying with them right now, Brandon, because in their mind, whether they want to admit it or not, they were conceding 3 points. Their goal was to keep them out of the end zone, not give up a touchdown. Instead, they give up nothing. What a big-time play and a big-time stop by them.
The Seattle now ready to march onto the field.
So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
And he'll be upended here after a pickup of 3, getting it out to the 25. The offense on 3rd down tonight, a pretty woeful 0 for 5 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. Operating from the gun, Frost. And able to catch it on the left sideline, but they're going to rule him out of bounds. So it'll be incomplete, certainly one they'd like to have back as it brings up 4th down. Their punter as he's on to punt for the 4th time tonight. And here's a fair catch taken at about the 24-yard line. They'll start on the ground with Lindsey. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage.
This defense has really flown around in the first half. They've gotten to the ball carrier before they can really get started. Offense got to come up with something else in order to try and get this running game going.
Operating from the gun, Bean.
That one complete down the field to Smith. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped.
Last play, they didn't even get back to the line of scrimmage. Now they gain almost 40 yards here.
Let's just call it as we just saw it right there, a breakdown defensively. Seems like no one went with the tight end, and no one really did. Had all sorts of space in the middle of the field. Yeah, everyone else was covered, but he was not. Big play results.
Now a play fake here on first down. And it's complete right back in the hands of Smith. And he gets us down inside the 35 before going out of bounds. And that's good for a gain of 6, and that'll bring up second down. Looking to throw. Bean, short throw to Smith. First target, first catch, and a first down.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a first down.
And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line.
In need of only about the length of the football here on second down.
A pitch comes to Lindsey. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up third down.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. A third field goal of the first half, not what they're looking for as they come up on third down. Operating from the gun. Bean.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. The first and goal coming up as they find a way to convert there on 3rd and 1.
It's all pretty simple sometimes, isn't it? Go where the defenders are not, and he does exactly that. Makes a nice catch to move the chains. Defense, got to find a better way of accounting for the shorter routes that are being run against them.
Now, it's the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
A kicker fest so far, all points via field goals. They're hoping to change that right here.
Back to throw. Bean. Touchdown! A 5-yard touchdown.
6 to their lead.
That pass also evens the ledger for the rookie quarterback. Had the interception earlier, and now he gets the touchdown throw.
The ideal touchdown-interception ratio is, what, 3-to-1 for the best quarterbacks? But he's a rookie. Just getting back to even is a big deal. Increases the confidence his teammates have in him as he tries to become their leader.
Point after, right down the middle. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. So that drive takes him down the field in 8 plays. And it ends in a Buffalo touchdown.
And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line.
And Seattle now ready to march out of the field. They trail by 10, 13-3 as they come up on a 1st and 10. Throwing to start the drive. Frost. It's brought in by Harris. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion, and it's 2nd down. Looking to throw. Frost.
He throws it on the move, but can't connect as that falls incomplete.
As we thought they might do here in week 2 of the preseason, they've left their starting quarterback out there for this 2nd quarter, but I would imagine we will not see him after halftime.
Yeah, this is the time of year you've got to get your backups some reps and make sure you protect your starting quarterback.
Oh, he had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete.
As defensive coordinators around the league tell me all the time, that throw is not for every quarterback because you've really got to drive the ball downfield. It's going to be a tight window for him to fit that one into. In this case, unsuccessfully.
So possession goes over here on the punt, and out will come the offense as they take over. Throwing to start the drive. Bean. Short throw to Smith. The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And that will bring up second down. Operating from the gun. Bean goes right back to Smith again.
Of extra DBs going with the dime look here.
Indeed, 6 on the field. Back to throw. Bean. Short throw to Smith. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means fourth down. Punter out as he'll come on to kick this one away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Fielded at the 20. An 8-yard return there after a punt of 47.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. He's going to get one final possession in this first half.
And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Operating from the gun, Frost. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Frost.
To the sideline and incomplete.
This is a half where not just the coverage, but the entire defense is setting the tone in this game.
A final shot before break. Frost. And he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best, as that brings us to the end of this first half of play. So we reach halftime here in a 10-point game. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our halftime report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thank you very much. We'll get back to you and Charles in just a minute. Week 2 of the preseason is upon us. Each team now with just one more game after this one, and then we will get it all started as we normally do on the first Thursday after Labor Day.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Expect to see a good number of backups going forward as we are back and underway here in preseason week 2.
And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19.
Out comes. He'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. And now a first chance for the backup here to throw. And he just gets rid of it, throws it away. A wise move there, looked like nobody open, now second down.
2nd and 10.
They'll set up to throw. That escapes the sack. Toward the left sideline, but it's incomplete.
Following the play here, now we've got an injury. Boy, you hate to see this before the regular season even begins. We'll take a break and come back. More preseason action in a moment.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. They'll look to throw. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
Well, it's too early to figure out what kind of adjustments this defense made at halftime, but that's a good start to the second half. They can not afford to give up more points and fall further behind, so well done to force the punting situation here.
Averaging over 50 yards a punt so far as this one's away. That's pulled in at the 32.
A nice return that time of about 14 yards. And they will take over 1st and 10. Now the ball now going back over to the Seattle. And they have had their problems moving the ball through the air as we take you through some of the action from earlier. This secondary has played about as well as you can. Many times they've left this quarterback with nowhere to go with the football.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive. And, Charles, they're certainly still right in this game, but they need that offense to wake up and in a hurry.
Yeah,
Oh, an absolutely filthy juke. He's got some space now.
And he's going to be out of bounds all the way down inside the 15.
It's a big play there for Seattle. 44 yards. So they had him bottled up, able to make a man miss, and then boom, off to the races.
And it's how he made him miss. A little bit of strength, too. Had to work through contact to get him off of him. And then once he did that, now he put his agility to use and took off.
Now we're 1st and 10 at the 11.
Operating from the gun. Cannon. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
2nd and 1 from the 2.
A handoff as they run the counter play. And he's across the chalk into the end zone. Touchdown. Taking it in from 2 yards out. And got it back within a score.
No touchdowns for them in the first half, but their defense kept them in this ball game. So now maybe this can loosen them up a little because they played tight so far, and they get right back in it with a touchdown run.
Extra point right down the middle. And the lead down to 3 at 13-10. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20. Back now on offense to Buffalo. Their lead down to a field goal now as they start with a 1st and 10.
On play action, they'll throw. And got his man complete. And all the way down to the 41-yard line. Now a stoppage here as we've taken up on the play.
Well, injury's never good, especially here in the preseason. Hopefully nothing serious. They'll take a look at him, and we'll step aside for a moment.
They go play action here on 1st down. Pressure comes. He's taken down by defense. It looks like a loss of right around 11 there on 1st down to set him back on 2nd.
So a nice bounce back there defensively after giving up the big play.
Yeah, you can either get down on yourself or you can get motivated. And that time, they dropped him for a loss. So I would say that they got motivated and made the play.
Now they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. Now the first carry here for their running back. Yeah, he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a 3rd down. In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. They're going to look to throw. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. Just what Seattle was hoping for. The coverage holds, and now 4th down. So now on comes the field goal unit, and wow, this is no ordinary try here. This will be from 56 yards out. And his kick is good. He got every bit of that one as it's good from 56 yards out. And that extends their advantage to 6. It's 16-10.
So 3 points, response there to that opening touchdown of this 3rd quarter.
And that's an important 3, both in terms of adding to your lead, but also in letting the other guys know you're not going to just come out in the second half and take over.
And the kick team down there quickly. They don't have to run as far as they used to, and they're able to stop him before he can even make it to the 15.
Throwing to start the drive. Cannon. That is incomplete. Trying to get their tight end involved finally. That's the first time that they've looked his way. He's kind of been a forgotten man in this offensive scheme.
Yeah, didn't look his way at all in the first half. And I'll bet you the offense coordinator made a note at the half and said, let's get him involved because he could be a big-time playmaker for us.
Throw out wide is incomplete.
Well, they approached this drive with a lot of confidence after the last one ended up as a touchdown. But incompletions on their first 2 throws has them huddling up and trying to figure out a big play here on 3rd down to get their momentum going again.
And he works it across the 25 before being tackled. First time they've looked his way in this game. He comes through picking up the 1st.
And that's the kind of play this offense needs to maybe kick them into gear a little bit. They've been stuck in neutral much of the game, Perhaps that can give him a little bit of confidence that big plays are out there.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40.
60 yards rushing for him now on just his first 3 carries.
We've seen him break off a big run already in this game, and for a second, that one looked like it might be another.
Yeah, I think that any defense would say, look, we can't let him get to the second level because sometimes he'll break off the big run on his own, but oftentimes you get additional blocking at the second level, which gets you deeper into the secondary.
Yeah, this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down.
From just shy of midfield, here's second and a yard.
One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
Yeah, once more, strong running, excellent blocking at the point of attack. They've got a nice little drive brewing right here.
Running game working, they'll stick with it on first down. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down.
I think we all suspected that they were going back to him after he found the end zone on his last carry, and they kept the positive momentum going there. Another nice run by him.
And this throw incomplete. And the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to third down.
Back to throw. Cannon.
And that one to the right side and incomplete.
The Buffalo defense does its job, and it's fourth down.
That was well played, but that was also an example of a corner who understands his coverage, realized he had support behind him, and could be a little more aggressive in the shorter zone, and did exactly that, knocking that pass away.
And this will hit just beyond the goal line as it's into the end zone for a touchback. Now gets ready to head back onto the field. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Now we're going to get a timeout here as it looks like there's a on the play.
Well, you hate to see this before the regular season even begins. We'll take a break and come back. More preseason action in a moment.
The slot man in motion right. Back to throw here. This time for Smith, and it's intercepted.
Racing to the end zone.
And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
Well, the offense, Charles, they were flirting with disaster, already backed up deep in their own territory. So the interception and the pick six ensued. That was a big play.
It certainly was, and the short field gave him the rare opportunity to take it all the way back and quickly. And once he saw that he had an open field, there's no way he's going to let that opportunity slip away and finds his way into the end zone.
Extra point splits the uprights, and that will put them on top here in the third. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air.
And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. Bigsby with a carry to begin the series. And not much doing there. Maybe a yard up to the 23. 2nd and 9.
They'll look to throw here. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he'll go down just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. So the screen good for only 2. Now it's 3rd down.
So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage.
They'll drop to throw. He's got Smith here.
And he is going to have a first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
He's a rookie, and you don't want to get hung up on the word potential, but when you see him make catches like that, you keep thinking to yourself, he's good now. He's got a chance to be great with plenty of work.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Back to throw.
That's going to be caught by Bigsby.
And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. They should have got more out of that, though. He was wide open.
I love how emphatic you are with that call because that's exactly what I was thinking. Wide open in the flat. Give him a ball that he can use to get upfield with, not just catch and go over the sideline. They cost themselves some yardage there.
A loss on that play, and now 3rd down gets tougher. 3rd and 6. He'll drop to throw. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he is going to have out as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
All right, let's just go ahead and walk through this one pretty easily, right? Blast off the line of scrimmage, get downfield to a certain point, usually around 8 to 10 yards, turn around and make sure the quarterback sees your numbers and set yourself up for the pass.
A well-executed curl route by Charles Davis. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away, incomplete. Now that'll bring up 2nd down. In motion, the tight end. And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. And it gets to him, and they bring him down.
Multiple defenders getting to him there for a huge loss.
And the passing game's been struggling a bit today, and that was the latest example. Haven't been getting much yardage out of it, and now on his back after the last play, he faces 3rd and long.
Ninth play of the drive now on 3rd and a country mile. He'll look to throw. Over the middle, and there's a diving catch. Despite a pickup of 16, they're still well short of the sticks on 4th.
Every guy that plays this game has plenty of people around him that are concerned for his health and well-being. He had no regard for his body on that catch at all, did he?
Middle of the field, diving to grab it? No, he didn't. And that hits at the 6 and carries into the end zone for a touchback.
So their running back getting set for this next possession. And as you take a look at the numbers, you have to imagine he was the topic of the halftime talk for this defense. We've got to find a way to slow him down. That's probably what they're saying. But nothing that they have done has worked so far.
They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know he was trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up.
Under pressure, and down he goes. It'll go in the books as a 7-yard loss on the sack, and it's 3rd down.
They need a crafty play call here. 14 yards is what they need to try to convert this thing.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he'll get this to the 23, but that'll be well short of what he needed. So the completion good for 7 there, and that's going to make it 4th down. Their punter as he's on to kick it away. And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. We'll return with more preseason football. Back now here at EA Sports. Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive.
Their defense accomplished step 1 of the mission. They forced the punt. Now they'll look to erase that deficit and take a 4th quarter lead.
And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. First play of the drive going for 14 and also going for a 1st down.
We'll definitely see some open running lanes, and he's taking advantage of it right now, but that shouldn't be a surprise. Defense has the lead. They're playing for the pass first.
Throw on the run, but that's going to be incomplete.
We're going to give out a little applause on that play. It has to go to the defense. More good work by them. They've taken away the passing lanes all game long, and you can see the frustration that it's causing because he just about threw that one into the first row.
And he's got his man in stride, complete. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 4-yard line. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. He was unable to shake free there, and they'll cover him for a loss of a yard. Back to throw again. To the right side, complete to Taylor. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. Getting it to him in space pays off big time. That winds up going for 31.
Well, this is where an offense needs to show what it's made of. And, in fact, where a quarterback needs to show what he's made of. Trying to engineer a fourth-quarter comeback, and he hits a big one right there.
So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. In motion comes the tight end left. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And he just chucked that one out of bounds, out of everyone's reach. Maybe a wise call not to take a sack in this part of the field. It brings up 3rd down. Again, he'll drop to throw. And it'll be pushing his way through.
Right back in this football game.
So the ball's moved to about the 1 after the penalty. 1st and goal.
Bigsby will take this over the line. Touchdown, Buffalo. So they brought the extra bulk in down on the push this one across.
Yeah, I can just see your face right now because I know we're mind melding on this one. Coach Madden would love this. Power football, hat on a hat, chest to chest, driving forward, touchdown.
Here we go now as we get set for a big 2-point conversion. Lindsey going to try and run it in. And he will get into the end zone for the 2 points. And that helps. That gives them a 7-point lead. And so they run it in on the 2-point try. And so often, Charles, we talk about from the offense's perspective what you do on the 2-point conversion. How about the defense? How do they play run versus pass?
It's really difficult for them because I think most teams want to play for the pass. That's what they see most teams do. And so are you able to mass enough people inside if the team decides to run it? Very difficult. I think what you're seeing a lot more now, people blitzing the 2-point conversion. They want you to make a quick decision and make it right now.
There, the offense wins the battle for 2.
That's going to be taken at the goal line, and he'll return it. And that's pretty good coverage by the kick team, as he'll only be able to get this past the 15-yard line and no further.
The Seattle now ready to march onto the field.
And now, after the touchdown a moment ago, they work from behind in a 7-point game in this 4th quarter. Plenty of time on the clock.
Evades the tackler, and now some space.
Down the right sideline.
And down to the 27-yard line.
134 yards on the ground for him now as he has gotten better, really, as the night's gone on.
Great run there, but it looked like they were going to have him for the stop. He was able to push through. They didn't wrap up defensively.
No, they didn't. All credit to the runner for making it happen, breaking through some contact and going a long way. But the defensive guys, when they watch this on tape, they're not going to be real happy with themselves. They had a great opportunity that they let slip through their hands.
On 1st down, Fulton. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
That was a good forceful run, and it demonstrates why you've got to put your body on a runner when you're trying to tackle him. If you just go in there and just try and get him down with arm tackles, usually doesn't work very well, and we saw on that play, he'll run right through those attempted plays.
2 yards, good enough for a first. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. Able to fight for about 4 yards there to the 13.
Looks like they're establishing a pretty good pattern here because they've been very heavy in the running game on the last 4 plays.
Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth. So far, 4 plays in this drive, all 4 on the ground. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. From 13 yards out. And the extra point away from tying this game here in the 4th.
Well, we know someone just added to his touchdown passing total, but all he did was get the ball out quickly to his tight end and let him take care of business the rest of the way.
Extra point attempt to follow here. And no sweat. He puts it through, and we are tied here in the 4th. So that drive spanned 5 plays. And get off with a touchdown.
Now this one setting up for a great finish. All tied in the 4th as the kick's away. And good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20. Buffalo offense back out ready to go. They no longer have the lead after that last touchdown, all tied up in the 4th quarter, and a chance for this offense to mount a potential game-winning drive right here.
They'll start on the ground here on 1st down. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Now we're going to get a timeout here as it looks like there's a on the play.
Well, injury's never good, especially here in the preseason. Hopefully nothing serious. They'll take a look at him, and we'll step aside for a moment.
And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. Limited running room as he'll get about 3 to the 21.
3rd and 8.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack.
Now that was a passer's nightmare. The front door totally shut down by the defense, so he kept going backwards, hoping to find another avenue of escape. It didn't exist.
Punter out as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Averaging 50 yards a boot so far as this one's away. That'll be a 47-yard punt, officially 5 on the return.
And their running back getting set to go once more. And it's hard to believe you could run the ball a whole lot better than he has. The vision, the cutback ability, the acceleration, it's all been on display throughout.
They'll start this drive out on the ground.
On a determined run there as he's going to take this all the way down near the 40. 151 yards rushing for him now as his big night continues.
They'll look to throw now on 1st down. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. Not what they had in mind there. That's going to go as a loss of 4. Second and 14. Caught by Gates, left side. They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. Looking to throw. Cannon. Now they go screen. It's complete. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. The offense on third down tonight, not getting the job done at all. A very poor 1 for 10. This will be third and forever. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And the Bills are going to get him as he goes down. And that'll bring up fourth down on a big sack with a loss of 5.
Well, this has to count as a great team effort today, but this man, he's been at the center of all of it. Really special day for any defense to have this many sacks in a game, even more so for this player. One of the best individual efforts of the season.
And that one hits at the 7, but bounds into the end zone, and that'll be a touchback. Set to go.
Excellent job by their defense to force the punt and provide them with this opportunity, all tied in the fourth quarter.
They'll start on the ground here on first down. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. 15 yards is the pickup there, and the drive starting very nicely. First down. When he runs, he seems to do a nice job of knowing when to be patient and find the hole, and then when the hole is there, he goes quickly.
You're exactly right. He knows how to just take off, but you know what else? Brings a little thump with him, doesn't he?
He does.
He packs the boom at the end of the run and finishes it going forward. That's what you want to see out of your backs.
18 more yards there and another first down.
Defensively, they were in the 3-4, and that O-line just dominated the D-line there.
Let's go with a verbal telestrator here, because that D-line has a nose over the center, and it has the 2 defensive ends over the offensive tackles. That means the guards don't have anyone over the top of them. That creates a natural bubble inside where they sprint upfield, take on the inside linebackers, and if the back hits it fast enough, there should be space to run.
Another run by Bigsby.
It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down. That fits.
How about this? They'll try the option, left side. And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. Now we're going to get a timeout here as it looks like there's a on the play.
Well, you hate to see this before the regular season even begins. We'll take a break and come back. More preseason action in a moment.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw.
Now throw out wide, going to be incomplete.
They had their backs up against the wall a little bit, and they come through by forcing an incompletion. Now they've got to continue to ratchet up the intensity a couple of more times and get off the field before giving up any more yardage.
And that'll be incomplete.
What will look like a march to the end zone has hit a momentary roadblock with that incompletion. No need to panic. They just got to come up with a high percentage play call and see if they can get their offense back on track.
He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And that is caught. Touchdown, Buffalo. A great play there. 33 yards.
And broken our tie and have taken a fourth quarter lead.
They went 5 wide in that offensive set, and racing going 3 wide is a big deal. To go 5, how about the way that they finish things off?
Did you just fit a race car reference into the game?
Zoom, zoom. How about the way that you play? When you go 5 wide, that means you're going fast now.
Zoom, zoom indeed. Point after, right down the middle. And they will take a 7-point lead. Unit out as they will send this one away.
And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19. Seattle again getting ready to take over offensively. They now trail by 7 after that last touchdown here in the fourth quarter. What a big spot for this offense. See if they can cobble something together on this drive.
Throwing to start the drive. Cannon. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there. And he'll be marked down at the 26 with a gain of 7. Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So it's all as we march toward a conclusion. They face a critical third down now, needing a score here in the late going. Back to throw.
He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
Partner, they've got one chance left to keep this one going, and I think for you and me, let's think along with their offensive coordinator now. Has to think back, cycle through every play of this contest, and remember what's worked and what hasn't. Because right here, he needs the best play of the game in order to keep this one alive.
They keep the game alive, at least for the moment, as it's a first down.
Now keep in mind, no overtime in the preseason, so without getting ahead of ourselves, we'll likely see a two-point try should the...
Oh, and that's going to sabotage their comeback plans. It is intercepted. And he's able to get it back to the 33-yard line.
Well, these defensive coaches, they sure like what they've got in this rookie corner, and with good reason, as you saw there.
He only cost him a day 2 pick, and a lot of people thought he had first-round ability. But when he was available on draft night, that was one where you didn't need the full time to make the selection. You call that pick in early, and he shows why he was so coveted with that interception there.
Buffalo set to get the football back here. And this game not quite in hand yet. We'll likely see all 3 timeouts defensively and then reassess where we are. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
Here's a give to Bigsby.
Breaks a tackle.
I like it. I like the call. Still an opportunity to run the football and chew up a little more time off the clock.
From the 28, it's 2nd and 5. He's going to get it again. Just looking to get forward and protect the ball.
Now, second of their 3 timeouts, as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. They got to get to the 23 here on 3rd.
And Bigsby once more.
And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. And they take a knee. Well, partner, it's just preseason, but it always feels good to be in victory formation, taking the knee for the W.
Yeah, I've often thought to myself when I watch these preseason games, some teams need the wins more than others. You know, if you're established and you're used to winning, not quite the same. But if you're trying to learn how to win, it's important to get it done. To be able to kneel down at the end, even better.
So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching. Log on to easports.com. So long, everybody.